right, Thursday, October 13th, 2022, for documenting purposes. Should be Friday the 13th. Markets are taking a little bit of a hit this morning. The inflation numbers came out. I mean, it was right in line with what it was. It's pretty much not changing. 8.2%, I think, year over year for this month. So it's been running at 8%, a little over, for the past several months. Bonds are way up, interest rates on that. The Fed is still signaling that it's going to do a 0.75% rate increase when we've already got mortgage rates over 7%. You're going to be getting close to 8%. I mean, you're not going to be buying a house. That's what it comes down to. It's going to become unaffordable to buy a house. So, and you've seen that reflected in the numbers where people are just, they're just not buying. Pulling agreements. Housing is not selling. I mean, it's just, you're paying so much in interest. For what reason? That's what people are asking. Why am I paying so much interest? I mean, what am I solving? Well, you're solving inflation. But it feels like it's inflationary. See, when you go and buy a house and it costs more money to do it, several $100s a month because the rates have gone up, that are fighting inflation, it feels like inflation to you because costs are rising. So, I mean, basically what's happening right now, the economy is being killed. It's being killed. If the Fed continues doing what it's doing, it's going to kill the economy. And they are going to, all the wealthy, all those people with cash, all those people with no debt, are going to swoop in and scoop up everything. It's going to be a massive transfer of wealth if that happens, if they continue to put the knife into the economy. Because you got to realize, without easy money, this economy dies. It's built on easy money because it's debt-based. If you're not creating more debt, which is becoming impossible, just like mortgage rates, see, that's a great producer of debt. You go out, you buy a house, maybe put 5%, 10%, 20% down if you're lucky, and the rest of it's just created out of nothing. The bank just says, here you go, and signs, your name in blood and says you're going to pay this much back, along with the interest, so it ends up being double or more. See, that's highly inflationary. Loans from banks, highly inflationary, because that creates money from nothing. Get your money for nothing and your checks for free. Look at that guy. He ain't working. That's the way you do it. Anyway, back to the Dire Straits Money for Nothing song. That was a great video. Anyway, that was for Pauly P. But you've got a situation where that money cannot be created out of nothing anymore because people aren't willing to take on that obligation. So you have an economy that will die. It needs more money in it because it goes back to, and I've said this before, it's a debt-based system. Every piece of money that comes into existence has debt attached. So if you create $100 and it's, say, let's just for argument's sake, has 10% interest, well, you got to pay back 110. Where are you going to get that extra $10? Well, somebody else has to borrow some money in existence, and you got to get that money from them or work for it or do something. See, all the debt has to be created somewhere else, and so that it can be paid back. So once the debt's created, you got to take on more debt to pay back that other debt. Well, that has debt attached to it. And so it's just this vicious circle to where at some point, it breaks if you stop creating more debt. It's like a vampire. If it can't take on more blood, it's going to wither and die. So it needs to be fed. And so it's going out trying to feed. And the vampires are all around us. Vampires are running things, and they're feeding off us. The thing is, though, the economy is the same way. If it doesn't have that new injection of life force, those Federal Reserve notes, it's going to die. And if the Fed continues to, quote, fight inflation that they created, then they're going to kill the economy. And you're going to see things where people can't make their payments. and you're going to see job losses, and essentially you're going to see assets transferring to those who already hold assets. I mean, it's just going to be, you know, the people at the top taking everything from everybody else. It's Great Depression style. If that's what they're doing, they're going to keep raising rates. They're going to keep raising rates, and it's not going to solve anything. Now, I tend not to think they're going to do that and pull the plug. I tend to think that they want to, see, I think they've gotten to the point now where everybody says, wow, they're serious. They're going to fight inflation. Even though this really isn't fighting the inflation. They're going to fight inflation. You know, I was watching CNBC Squawk Box this morning. It's always fun to watch them. And, you know, when it said, oh, there's a 69% chance that the next rate hike is going to be 0.75 points, 0.75, and one of them almost gasped, like, oh, just like that, oh, no. Because they know what's going to happen. So, I mean, it's telegraphed. They're out there, and I'm sorry to talk so much about this, but I think it's important. It's all telegraphed. They're saying that they're going to fight inflation. They're coming out every day saying, nope, we're going to fight inflation. We'd rather err on the side of fighting inflation than not. And so I think they've convinced the markets now and most of the people that they're not backing down. It's exactly the position where they want to be, because going into this, people are like, you know, they're not going to get serious about it. But now, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75, they keep raising another 0.75. People are thinking, oh crap, how far are they going to go? And they think of the ramifications, and you see the Dow, you know, industrial average, you know, down to like 28,000 something today. People are starting to think, crap, that's my retirement. You know, this is not good. All these plans, all these, what I was going to do, you know, it's gone, you know. And so people start getting, oh crap, panicking. And that's what they want, though. They want everybody to think that they're going to continue down this path. And then an existential event happens. Oh my God, we got cyber attacked by Russia. The banking system crashed. Funds are locked up. Liquidity crisis. Bank of England started it. You know, Credit Suisse. And it's going to be fill in the blank. All these things. And then they're going to say, well, we've got to stabilize markets. The Fed has to stabilize. You know, they have people begging for it. I remember Jim Cramer back in 2008, something like that. The Fed has to do something. You know, panicking. Do something. And it's just, we got people wanting to jump off buildings. So they'll do something. Now, what the event's going to be, I don't know, but we are primed and ready for it. They've got all these issues going on. We've got Rocket Man launching rockets again, you know, North Korea. We've got the Chinese talking about Taiwan. Oh my God, Taiwan, you know, we're going to mobilize ships and this and that. We've got Ukraine. This pocket between Europe and Russia, the former Soviet bloc nations, and, you know, right in there where the Soviet bloc was. I mean, right there in the center of all of it, you've got all these things. It's like they're just throwing gunpowder on it. They're just, you know, throwing more fuel on it. And they're just waiting for another spark to ignite it again or make it bigger than what it already is. So there's all these factors that they're putting in place on the world stage that at any moment can be a trigger event, and we'll believe it. That's what they want, the people to believe it. I knew it. Putin's going to nuke somebody, and there he nuked them. He did it. You know, the Chinese nuked Taiwan. They did it. You know, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Russia, cyber attack. You know, brought down whatever. That's what they're going to do. So that's what I think they'll do, because we're primed for that. We're primed for that moment to where max pain, max anxiety, they're building it up. It's almost like I don't even want to say the word, you know, the A word that they use for, you know, building up, I don't know, all that adrenaline gets building up, you know, when you're fight or flight situation, and, you know, if you're being hunted or something, you know, a lot of adrenaline starts pumping, you know, like think of an animal. And when that happens, that's like the maximum point of fear in a creature that, that's when you harvest it. So anyway, there's a word for that. That's where they want to get us. They want to get us to that point where What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? They're going to keep raising rates. My retirement, my pension, everything gone. It's just eroding right in front of me every time I turn on the television set. That's where they need us, in this hyped up state of anxiety, because that's what they want. If you're a vampire, you want that hot blood going. You want that adrenaline. I mean, you just want that. That's what you want. So, what do we do about it? You don't give it to them. Don't get fired up. It is painful to watch if you've got your money wrapped up in the stock market. It is painful to watch if you've got silver and you see it go to $18.50 today, thinking, I mean, give me a break, because you know what the real value is. It is painful sitting and watching Bitcoin go to 18,000, whatever, 300, low 18,000s. It is painful to watch Litecoin drop under $50 again. But you know what? It's only painful, I should say, it doesn't hurt so bad if you have it and you own it and you have it in your possession. Do you have possession of those stocks? I mean, you're kind of just watching a screen hoping that, at some point you'll be able to cash that out when you want. The good thing about having crypto, having silver, having things in your possession is that if you need to use them, you can. Even if the value's not that much. The thing is, would you rather have your money wrapped up in the stock market, and let's equate it to the Celsius thing, or Voyager. You lock it up into a staking platform, your crypto, and it's there, it's yours, you're making yield on it, and then they shut the doors and lock it up to where you can't even withdraw it. Would you rather be in that situation, or would you rather be holding your cryptocurrency and it loses value on the screen, however, you're still holding it? And that's the key right now. Right now, surviving is the key. Getting through this period is the key. So I talked about yesterday, what do you really need? What things do you really need? And you start prioritizing them, and you start looking, saying, you know what? I'm not going to do that. It's like this DigiBug. I'm going to keep driving the DigiBug as long as I can. The other DigiBug that I've got over here, it had like some hose that, mounts, or, that I need. Anyway, I needed just some little rubber mounts for the little fan that's in there. And so I'm waiting on that. It's somewhere, not here yet, but just to fix things up, to keep the things running as long as you can, rather than, worry about going out and getting a new vehicle. Maintain those things that you can possibly still maintain. Phone calls, I gotta love it. Good thing I put it on vibrate. But you want to maintain as much as you can, and you ask yourself, what do I really need right now? Because the key is not getting upset, not getting anxious, not getting filled with, all of the fear that they want to do. The key is trying to be as calm as possible, relax, trust that this thing will pass. It always does, and be prepared as mostly as you can. If you have things in your possession, you have them. Doesn't matter what the price on the screen is. You have them. Yeah, I mean, will you be able to go out and get more assets with it at this point? No. Could you have gotten more assets a year ago with crypto? Yeah, you could have. But who knows? The thing is, you've got them. You got them in your possession. At the end of this, and survival is the key. That's the word of the day, survival. If you survive this process that we're about to go through and just get through it, and just have that mindset of, I just need to get through it. And it may get to a point where it's like just day by day, I need to get through it. But if you're thinking, okay, if I can get through October, get through November, get through December, I mean, you start thinking, okay, I just need to get through this, get through this, get through this, and start thinking on that mindset and just saying, hey, I'm going to survive. I don't care what they throw at me. I don't care what kind of fear porn they're going to throw and try and put in front of your face. You just got to think, I'm going to survive this. I'm going to make it. And you know what? And you challenge yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to sell any crypto to do it. I'm not going to sell any silver to do it. I'm going to figure out how to grind this thing out and keep playing their game, knowing that once it ends over here, because it's going to, once it ends on the other side of it, I'm ready to go. I got everything I need. I'm set. Because what they want to do more than anything right now is they know what the new system's going to be. They're rolling out that digital system. But you know what? Wouldn't it be nice if we could take all those digital assets, you know, out of these weak hands because these people need to survive and they're selling them all, basically margin calling you? Wouldn't it be nice if they could accumulate as much as they could, get as much of that Bitcoin, as much of that Litecoin as they could while you're panic selling it? Because they know once this all, you know, blows over, the new system, they're going to be set because they're going to have the digital assets. See, they can't create Litecoin. They can't print it. They can't print silver. How do you get more of it? And if there's no more, if you can't get any more of it, how are you going to get it? Well, you got to convince people to sell it to you or give it up to you. So what do you think they're doing right now? There are people out there saying, you know what, I'm out of crypto. I'm just cutting my losses. I'm done. See, that's what it takes. That's when you're at the bottom. When you've got people panicking out of it saying, you know what, I give up. I'm done. I need this cash. I need to do something with it. You know, I'd rather have it in cash than have it in crypto. When you hit that capitulation moment, same with silver. You hit that I've waited for years and this silver thing's never done anything. I understand the fundamentals. I know that it's worth, you know, this and that, and I know the value of it. I know it's used in every electronic device, but I'm done. I can't wait anymore. I'm done. It's just ridiculous. See, you're at that point. You got people thinking that way. That's exactly what the powers that be, the people that pull the strings in this world want, because they're going to take those assets because they know they have value. Might not look like they do now, but they know those assets have value in the new world, in the new system that we're transitioning into right now. So they're going to try and take them. They're going to try and scare you out of them. Don't let them scare you out of them. Like I said, the word of the day, survival. Don't give up what you have. Find a way to grind through it, because when we get to the other side of this, when we are in that new system, that is digital, that requires a lot of silver, that requires cryptocurrencies that are honest, like Litecoin, limited supply, reliable network, 11 years straight. What is today? Today's October 13th. Today marks 11 years straight. 11 years straight the Litecoin network has been running without interruption. 100% uptime. I mean, I forgot it completely about it. Yeah, it's October 13th. This is the anniversary. 11 years today. I mean, what asset do you want to hold as we transition full digital? No brainer. No brainer. And I guarantee that's the same asset that these people want to scoop up because they know. Get through this. Hold on to your assets because you're going to be fine. And just relax and find that inner peace. Whatever it is that you need to do, meditate, read the Bible, read other scriptures, read other books, pray, whatever you need to do, find that peaceful place just so you can get through this. Pick up a good book. I mean, there's nothing like, you know, that's my background, literature. I mean, pick up a good book to where you just escape this reality and live vicariously through these characters. And you'll learn some valuable lessons about human nature if you read some good books. Now is the time to just be calm. You know, there's fight, flight, or freeze. Might be the time to freeze. And just let everything pass. Because this storm will pass. Make sure you've got your assets locked up. Don't give them up. Don't let them take them from you. They're vampires and they want your energy. Don't let them take that energy. That's where we're at. So, Litecoin's under 50 bucks. It's a steal. Silver's under 20 bucks. It's a steal. If you got any capital left. To me, it looks like if I had any capital left, I'd be buying. Trust me. But it's a matter of, okay, you got what you got and you survive this moment. Get through this. And if you need good people around you, find those good people. Reach out to those people that help support you. But more than anything, you got to be good with yourself. You've got to be good in here, or you're no good to anybody else. So always trust yourself. Always find that peace. Know who you are. Know that you can get through this. Nothing can stop you. That's it. Just trust yourself. All right. Thanks for listening to me rant. Hopefully you got something out of this. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay. don't listen again. But I do appreciate you spending the time. Absolutely. Hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get notified every time I make a video, which I try not to make too many, but sometimes they're a little long-winded and you don't have to listen to all of it. All right. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday, the 13th. Litecoin anniversary day. It's almost slipped my mind. All right. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. And always trust yourselves. Always.